Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So, I got a little bit of a message. Kind of, not so much a message, but something that Spirit really wants us to clean up in our energy. And they brought to my awareness little gremlins. And so what do I mean by little gremlins? It is the people outside of yourself who have ill intentions towards you. They keep showing the collective or light workers, turning the other cheek, taking the high road and not really addressing it because they think, if I'm just going to address this, it's just going to cause more problems and I don't really have problems. I'm just going to avoid it, right? And so they brought this example to me the other day. And I kind of looked at my guides and I was like, I'm kind of tired of this. And they're like, that's why we keep bringing this to you, because we don't want you to keep continuing to avoid something over and over and over and allow others to mistreat you. And no, we don't want you to fight fire with fire, but we want you to deal with it. And that's why we keep allowing it to happen. And so there's this example of they have two faces. So these gremlins, I kind of see it as like the movie Gremlins, right? There's the two versions. There's like the cute cuddly one that's Gizmo. That's how they're showing the collective. And then the gremlins that we're dealing outside of ourselves are the ones who have eaten after midnight or gotten wet, and they kind of have this like jealous, chaotic, it's just a very chaotic, wreck everything energy. And what they showed me was that this energy is jealousy. And what's sad about it, that what I think is sad, is it's their choice. They chose these actions and to do these things and to let these inner demons turn into like little shitheads, and they could easily go within, do the work like the collective does, the light workers do. They choose to face the shadow and heal and deal. But these little gremlins, I'm seeing them wanting to destroy and cause chaos in the collective's lives. And so it's not for you, as we said, to go out and fight fire with fire, but we want you to protect yourself. And that's kind of what this reading is going to be about, because it's like, yes, I don't know if they want you to speak up or take action or have more protective boundaries or do a bit more light work. I'm not sure, but that's what they're showing. And so in my example, there's this two-faced person, and I've seen her face many, many times. I'm psychic and I'm a raging empath. I could feel people's emotions, and I'm a medium, and they're literally telling me about things. So I saw this example and I saw the little gremlin come out of them. And it's like, those what is that, those thoughts that you're not supposed to act upon? Anyways, that's kind of almost like what I saw, but I saw like this little evilness come, and I saw it on their face, but I didn't see it on their physical face. I saw it on their like energetic face. And then all of a sudden it was like, it switched. They did something mean, and then the next thing they were just like, oh, so sorry. And I was like, how is that little evil gremlin so sorry when I saw them mischievously plan it? So I was like, damn. That's when I had the realization of like, this person is manipulative, and be careful and cautious, because their apology or whatever seemed very quick and authentic, like from the heart, which is funny because now we're going to go into which decks to use. And the first one they wanted me to do was Tarot in Wonderland, because they showed me the Queen of Hearts, who is anything but heart-centered. In fact, she's very cunning and mean and manipulative too. I am picking up jealousy from these little gremlins, but no heart. And so that's why I was like, oh wow, like they really faked that heart caring very easy. But another thing that Spirit shows me about them is, no, they say let it come out in the reading. So we've got Wonderland Tarot. And then the other one I felt guided to use was the Crystal Mandala. And then, I'm not sure which ones to use. They had me pull 3 different decks. And they're just sitting there on hand. I don't know if we're going to use them all. But the first one I was drawn to was Work Your Light. And the second one was Guardians of the Night, which is really good for shadow work. And then last but not least was the Priestess of Light Oracle. And so I'm not sure, I feel called to them all, but I don't even know if any of them will come into this reading. So the main one I felt was the Queen of Hearts, who has no heart. And anyways, so the intention today is there's these little gremlins running around in your life who are trying to cause mischief and chaos and stop you from reaching your abundance. They don't like that you sit there in a very happy, cuddly, heart-centered energy. It pisses them off because, well, they used to be that way, but they let other actions dictate their behavior, and their behavior has turned cold and mean and jealous. So, Spirit, the collective I'm seeing has been turning the other cheek, ignoring it, pretending that it didn't happen, taking the high road, but enough is enough, because you keep showing it as this repetitive pattern that needs to be dealt with. So how can we deal with these little gremlins and still keep a high vibration, maintain our peace, and yeah, let's shake it up now. Oh, this one's stabbing me. All of these? Okay, this one is stabbing me. We got the Magician in reverse with the caterpillar. Who are you? And that's what I'm kind of getting, is like these people don't know who they are anymore, that they're kind of on autopilot. That, as I said, in the inner child, it starts off fuzzy and nice, and then it's like they've let emotions and rage and jealousy and things like that kind of mold them, and they don't know who they are anymore. They have lost their sense of identity. And so when I think of like gremlins, right, they go into like all areas of the life, right? They were in the broadcasting station, and they were just literally everywhere, biting wires and causing chaos. And they're loud. They're like, I'm just hearing like this laugh that annoys me. And that's kind of what they show. They show these little gremlins as people who are like, they need a lot of attention. And if they don't get that attention, they don't really know who they are. So the louder they are, the more fun they are, the more blah, 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 blah. That's it. Like bullshit's coming out of their mouth. Because it's not like I hear that they have much importance to say. It's just, how loud can I be? And so that everyone pays attention to me, because they get their attention energy that way. And that energy kind of takes from the collective and everyone else. I'm hearing lies spewing. That's what they're showing. And so it's like this person only knows themselves as important by how much attention they can get from others. And so there's no real identity. Like, who are you? Well, those who know themselves don't need the validation of everyone else. They're already confident. They don't need their reputation. Like, and that's what I'm hearing, is like this other person is like trying to tarnish the other person's reputation, the collective's reputation. And it's not working because the collective doesn't care. and that, they're saying, is a superpower of yours, because you're authentically who you are, and who cares what other people say. And it's like, yeah. So in that, I'm seeing jealousy, I'm seeing gossip, I'm seeing all these other things. Gremlins are a whole bunch of, it's a can of worms. And I'm hearing that the collective needs to bring a can of whoop ass. So I've got this little stack here, and okay, so I did shuffle out these ones. These ones are part of the reading, but I'm not sure if these ones are part of it because it almost came out in such a clump. They say yes, it goes with this magician card. So there's 3 of them. Interesting. Okay, so we got the 3 of Swords in reverse, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and then we've got the Sun. So let's just lay it out first. And then what do we get down here? We got the World and the 10 of Cups. So after my like little rant and spew and all those things, like who are you? Well, collective, you are not about all this stupid two-facedness. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're like, I don't care that I'm not going to give you that time and attention and energy, because here we have the heartache card in reverse. It's like I'm being drawn to the Met Gala that just happened last week. And I love the Met Gala. Only I just want to see the looks, but all the rest of it, right? What was the big thing though? The cake. It was saying like, what's her name? On the Halle Bailey TikTok or whatever. She had this gorgeous dress. Like whoever her designer is for all the events that she goes to, I think they're amazing. And she's so funny. But she made this little TikTok that kind of like controversy. She was all in these flowers, and she did a little quick one that was like, let them eat cake, which kind of upset a lot of people when it came to the Met Gala, because in recent years, most years, the Met, like what is the Met Gala? It's all about just going rich people. It's almost like the Hunger Games they compared it to. So it's like these rich people going to watch an exhibit and eat dinner, and they pay these ridiculous amounts for tickets, and they wear the most crazy fashion. So they were comparing it to like the Hunger Games at the city capitol or whatever, when there's other more important things. And so that's what I'm seeing is like, well, I'm high fashion, or I'm rich and I'm famous. And collective's like, I don't care about that because I know who I am. And from that, not being in the heartache, but it is causing this repetitive thing over and over and over again, that it's just a little bit of an energy drain they keep showing. And so here we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is all about balance. It's a need to take things into your life. And usually when it comes to balance, okay, good. I was going to say it's always usually about mental, what's this? Your data. Okay, sorry, just had a little pop-up. And so usually it's about the mental and the heart. And if you don't know who you are, you usually don't have those things within balance. And I am being drawn more to earthly possessions, because here we have the Pentacles, but the Pentacles are in little pocket watches. So let me see here. Okay. So I got drawn to the teacups that are in these like little sailboats, and they're sailing away, and these are all emotions. And the Pentacles had to do with earthly possessions and materials outside of themselves. And it's like, I don't have time to care about my looks and things like super fancy ball gowns and paying $75,000 to go to the Met just to watch an exhibit, be the first to see the exhibit, when I'm focusing on my actual surroundings around myself. They're showing like projects. It's like, you're like, well, I've got home to deal with, I've got work to deal with, I've got my friends, I've got my projects, I've got self-care, I've got, and it just went on and on and on. And it's like, I don't actually have time to focus on the gossip or the outside things within them, within the pettiness outside. Because here you're sitting in the sun, and with the sun comes a completion, and with that completion is this really happy emotional fulfillment. So I pulled one more card, and we've got Basset. Basset with the cat's eye, and it was in reverse. And it's interesting because like Basset is like, sometimes she's known as a triple goddess, or there's Sekhmet and Basset. And I've always got Sekhmet up there keeping guard. And I felt drawn to light a candle today and just have fire hold this space. And so that's kind of what I got. With Basset in reverse was Sekhmet energy. And Sekhmet is like, you know what? You have worked so freaking hard, and you juggled, and you had to make all these mental things, right? You chose not to follow the little gremlin energies that, you know, you could have easily just been a little shithead. But you chose responsibility, and you chose to balance those shadow aspects within yourselves. So now I'm being told to go to the shadow deck. And because you did all this balancing, you have all these really great things outside of you, right? We have the Sun card, which is the happiest card of the deck. We've got the World showing you completed whatever that emotional chaos was inside of you. And I'm getting that maybe you had little gremlins inside of you before, and you were like, damn, like I don't like how this makes me feel. And so you went within and you chose to stop breaking your own heart by being jealous of someone else, and you chose happy contentment. So now they told me to go into a shadow deck, and let's see what these little shadows that you just defeated. Because whatever this is, like whatever you just conquered, it's like you've done it within yourself and you knew that. So now you can kind of cut off whatever this is that's bombarding you. It's almost like the flip of the coin, they say. So Spirit, what shadow work has the collective just worked through that they now need to implement in a different aspect of their lives? You know how to work it within yourself. Now how do you stop it from the exterior? Because okay, so I pulled the Hierophant, and then this one like flew out, and it kind of landed sideways, and so there it is, the Moon. And the Moon is all about illusions and deception. And look at this little wolf. He's looking through the trash. It's like, you know what is golden and you know what's trash. And so what I get from this, look, it says bakery on here. It's like, why would you go hunting in the trash when you could learn to bake, or you could go to a store and buy freshly made bread rather than having moldy bread? So the Hierophant is there, and the Hierophant is usually about control. It's usually about organizations and things, right? It could be religion, it could be marriage, it could be, it's like a institution, or I want to keep saying institution, but I don't feel like that's the right word that really wants to come through in on this. But it's gained knowledge, right? The High Priestess is all about that intuition and psychic, and the Hierophant is more of like someone knowledgeable and well read. And so that's what you did. You went within, you realized that there was something within that you felt uncomfortable with, or you didn't know how to navigate. So you'd look outside yourself and you'd be like, man, I can't wait till my ship comes in. How can I bring my ship coming in? and it is an inside job. It's not looking at others and be like, well, they have that. Well, they have that. That's not fair. That's not fair. You were just like, I don't care if it's not fair. I'm going to learn to work with my intuition, and I'm going to educate myself to make events happen for me. And so that's what I'm seeing now, is that others outside yourself don't agree, because unfortunately they're not as educated. That sounds rude. It's almost like they're just not cultured or that educated. It's like they grew up in a fishbowl, and then didn't realize that there's a fishbowl to a fish tank to a pond to a freaking ocean. And now that I said that, there's actually a river here and a fish coming out of it. And so you've learned that when you deal with your emotions, you would follow them to tell you where it was trying to go to, right? And then a stream, like a lake, turns into the river, and the river goes to the ocean. It's like you grew and expand. And so whoever these little gremlins outside you, unfortunately, they're just not smart. They chose to stay in that fishbowl. And so now they're the biggest fish in the fishbowl. That's what I'm seeing. And nobody cares. But to them, they're the queen of hearts. Like, they're not quite aware of their situation, surroundings, emotions, and they don't know who they are. They think that that's all that there is to life. And so from there, this little clump came out, and I haven't looked at them, so let's just see what we've got. We've got the Four of Swords. We've got the Four of Cups. Four of Swords was in reverse. Four of Cups is in the upright. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And then we've got the Tower moment. And so now, because you chose to go within, you chose to follow the river, and it led you to the ocean. And the ocean was just like, I'm almost seeing that as like a spiritual awakening or like consciousness. And it's like, once you got to the ocean, it was like, shit, I thought I knew everything. But then I realized I'm just a tiny drop in the ocean. It's almost like I know nothing, but I know everything. I'm nothing and I'm everything. It's really going with the flow. And it's a humbling experience, because the ocean, we've never even gone to the very depths of the ocean, right? So that will play in somehow later. But this top row, I'm getting, right, this is what you've done, this is what you've learned, and now you raise your consciousness, you're standing on this little box, and you can help others get there. But if they don't want to listen, it's not for you to force it on them. You just keep doing you. You keep living your life, keep doing what you want. And because I see that it's heart-centered, it's very mind-focused, it's very balanced. You are looking at the brighter, bigger picture and the happiness of all. But unfortunately, you can't have the happiness of all if somebody refuses to do the inner work themselves. And that's what I'm seeing here, because we're going to come up to a Tower moment. I'm being called to pull one card of this. Yeah, we got Revelation in reverse. You can't force someone to see who doesn't want to see. And over here, we have like Basset. And what I wanted to clarify on that a bit more, right? Basset, and it was the cat's eye. If they don't want to see, they won't see. It's in reverse. And so Basset is more of like that mothering, feminine sensuality, and Sekhmet's like more like crone energy of, I'm not going to put up with injustice. So it's almost like, you know, you have the Basset, and it's like, I feel like Basset is, nope, don't even go down that road. They said you're wrong on that case. Basset. It's like they see her just being happy and in the feminine energy, and it's going to spark jealousy. I'm hearing now that this has to do with the body and physically, And that's where they messed up, to see you as like, oh, she only goes out there and gets things because she seduces people, or something like that. What the hell? Sorry, I didn't see it going that way. Rather than seeing them for their mind and their kindness of their heart, they see them as like a manipulator or a seductive something kind of energy. And that's so wrong. Anyways, but if they don't want to see, they're gonna paint you with whatever paintbrush they have. The only thing is they're coloring with crayons. Anyway, so Revelation, we'll keep that. Where should we keep that? We'll keep it over here. So back to these 4 of this person who refuses to see your worth, who would rather feed their little inner demons, and their little demons have turned into gremlins because they're kind of showing me, right? You when it comes to healing, in the body energy clock, at nighttime is when the major organs that do most of our detoxing, it's like their showtime synergy. And so like the lungs, the liver, and the large intestine, that's why it's so important for you just to get a good night's sleep, because by you surrendering, that's when it could actually focus and release. And so that's what I'm seeing, is like these little gremlins. You're not supposed to feed them at a certain time. Well, if you eat past a certain time, that's going to kickstart. Now your stomach needs to like ignite. And the main time for your stomach, when it's so showtime synergy time, is at like 8 in the morning, right? When it's like breakfast and it's going to fuel you. But when you're supposed to be slowing down and repairing and releasing, and that's what they show, is just like a little bit of not having self-control. And so your body's not going to detox and heal as much as they want. And instead it's going to focus on digesting and trying to break down food. And it's going to be trying to, you're going to be trying to fall asleep while the food's giving you energy. And because you're not moving, I'm seeing, this is not necessarily how health works, but it's almost like in that case, it's like all this food and they're not moving or burning it off and like gaining weight, they show me. So now I see someone not healing and following whatever they want to do whenever they want to do, and so then they see you and your body being healthy and optimal, and there's a jealousy because they don't feel comfortable in their body. Weird. Well, not weird, I guess there's so many people who are uncomfortable in their skin, but just no, I don't know. Like when I was younger, I needed to eat before I went to bed, because I did lots of astral traveling and lots of work in my sleep, right? You go, you have your physical experience, but then you also work, your soul works at night because your soul doesn't sleep. So that's what they wanted to share. I'm just gonna let that go. I'm still a little bit hung up on that. Like, why would you even show that? But I guess that's the message, is like someone's just very uncomfortable in their body, and that's why they need other people's attention. The more that people like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Oh shit, okay. I just keep talking and then the story comes out anyways. I really meant to get to these cards. But Four of Swords is sleepless nights. This is someone staying up at night and really stressing about things, which I just said, it's like at nighttime, that's when you really want to release. You want to let things go. You want to chill and relax. So I am seeing this armadillo. So the next one we have is 4 of Cups. And I can't help but see the Hanged Man in this, how the armadillo is hanging upside down. And the armadillo landed on the 3 of Swords. And so it's like seeing things in a new and different light. So what do we need to see in a different light? I'm hearing self-worth and comparison. And because the more and more that you look outside yourself, the more and more it brings on this heartbreak. The more and more you keep seeing somebody in their happy, content energy, right? Because Four of Cups is usually, and it's the same in this picture, it's like, look in this cloud. So there's dreams, right? We'll say sleep time again. And it's like, this is what I want. I don't have something that I want, but I'm not even paying attention to what I do have. And so by the more and more you focus on the one that's like a dream or hasn't manifested or come into reality, the more and more you break your own heart. And it's saying this comparison, like just stop. I don't know. I'm hearing that this like gremlin needs to stop comparing to you and what you have and focus more on what they have. And that's great and all, but that still doesn't help the collective spirit. There's like, keep telling the story. I was like, okay, all right. Stop trying to control where the bus is going. The bus is moving and you're just along for the ride. So the more and more that they have all these sleepless nights, the less that they heal. So now they don't know who they are because they're, I just see traffic jam. And that's what I'm seeing here. There he is on the mushroom. And now I'm being brought to the Alice in Wonderland Care Bears scene where he's on the mushrooms and he's like controlling all the traffic. And they're like, we need to figure out how to get to so-and-so. And it like stops that traffic jam. So I'm just seeing the energy not flow as much, not feeling as great within their body. And because they don't feel great, they look outside themselves. They see people looking happy and they're like, well, I want whatever this is and it's not fair. And what does that do? Well, it's not them juggling their mind and heart and working on their earthly possessions and finding that balance within them. It's looking outside themselves. So what's going to happen? Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is a very reliable person who has mastered everything within themselves, and because of that they manifest without themselves, and it's like they've got their foundation solid, they've got their emotions intact, the mind is clear. And that's what I keep seeing in this, is like not a clear mind. It's a mind that is like, well, I'm feeling emotions run, so the mind is just like short-circuited, and it's like, I just keep seeing wires are like zzz, 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 and each time it's just like, I'm mad, I'm this, I'm mad, I'm this. And it's like, so that's why it's so important for outside people to give them that time and attention. And unfortunately with that, they now need to control and manipulate things outside themselves. They may be really bossy. And I'm seeing being like, when it comes to resources, well, that's not fair. Like their main thing is like, how can I benefit from this? And then if a situation comes, well, did I get the best of this? They're not thinking of the well-being of everyone and this happy completion, as the underlying cards are saying the collective has really focused on. They're like, well, that's not fair, because I didn't get what I wanted. And now they become, it's almost like withholding or sabotaging. I'm hearing energetically they take from you, but what they really want to see is you in lack and scarcity and like in beggar type energy. They hate seeing you in your abundance and happy era. And so the more and more that they keep doing this cycle, right? I keep seeing like, here he is directing traffic and like, and everything's going around him, and it's all the energy. So this traffic is the flow within them. And the more and more that they keep focusing on, well, why is that over there, and not focusing on this, I'm going to see such a big traffic jam. And that traffic jam is going to cause the tower moment. And it's not a traffic jam. I'm wrong. It's an accident. It's an energetic accident. And so I'm getting chills now. As Spirit said, this is something that the collective used to think like. And so you understand what this outside, why you don't fight fire with fire and things like that. And that's why you kept turning the other cheek and like rising above. But it's like I keep seeing stones thrown at your energy, and it hurts the feelings, but collectively also just doesn't care. But okay, that's just the situation. It's not how to work through it or anything like that. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And so before I left, it was kind of getting like a lot of energy come through. And I found this white thing, and I was like, what is this? And I realized it's Mr. Monster's whisker. He must have like bumped it and lost it somehow. But as I picked up the whisker, it brought me to Basset, right? She's usually seen as like the black cat. And what were we talking about? And then all of a sudden, so much energy came through my body that I was just like, I just need to go and calm myself. And as I was just trying to calm myself, it kind of went back to this tower moment. And it showed, again, with this revelation, that this person, they're never going to change. They don't want to see your way. And so the problem is that they keep throwing all this energy at the collective. And the collective is in their own lane, focusing on balancing their own mental and emotional things. They're not actually out there even paying mind to that. And they're just focused on the happy collective energy, just trying to raise it for everyone. And so what I kept seeing is all this energy be thrown at the collective, and the collective always needing to transmute and purify and like let that go. And Spirit's kind of annoyed because ain't nobody got time for that. And so Basset kind of came up, and that's all I saw. Oh, and then in that calm down time, they kept saying like they're not going to change. They really aren't, because they're the big fish, and not even in the pond. They're in like a fish bowl. And I'm almost seeing like a beta fish, right? If a beta fish sees another one, they try to like fight. And so now they're showing me beta versus alpha. And that's kind of what like collective is like. I'm trying to work on myself and empower myself and not need all this hoo-ha, whatever. I don't know where that came from. But then they kind of showed the beta, the one who wants to be the big dog in charge, like gossiping and telling outside sources. And Spirit's like, don't even, like, whoever listens to them and believes them and starts treating you poorly, like, those are Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Like, those aren't even really loyal allies to have on your side. Like, they're very easily manipulated. They don't think for themselves, and that's what they kept showing is in this whole situation, these little gremlins don't think. And it just keeps coming back to not being as educated. And I think life experience, they're saying don't pass up on all the hardships and all the fun times that you've had. They're now bringing it to Basset, to sacred pleasure. It's like you really enjoyed things in life. Like I'm almost seeing you going to real authentic restaurants, whereas this person's only ever had somebody who once went to, I'm seeing Chinese food, somebody who only ever ate Chinese food once was like, damn, this is good, I'm gonna go open up this back home. And they didn't actually learn how to cook Chinese food, and so now everyone's just like, this is the best Chinese food ever, because that's all they've ever had. That's what they're kind of showing. So in this energetic chaos, I'm seeing that accident moment. That accident moment isn't like, it could manifest as many things. It could be physically outside yourself, right? Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. And so it could be like your security or whatever kind of gave you that upper hand will crumble and you won't have that to rely on anymore. When I saw that energy, right, it was talking about healing and being comfortable in your body. It could manifest as health problems. And as they said in this is stuff that you've already gone through. So you've kind of had this little wake-up call in the past, and you know like how they're feeling. It's like, imagine how that person feels. And you probably don't want to, because they don't feel good, because you almost had, like, what I'm hearing is like a 1/8 of that energy, and you were like, whoa, hold the train, like this ain't right. I need to course correct. But this other person's just like, I do what I want. So I'm seeing this energy be thrown at you because you did the healing, you did the work, you did all that stuff, and now they're just pissed off and jealous. So now they're bringing in the light worker oracle, and now they're saying that this is the underlying shadow situation that you already understand, collective. You realized not to look at what you're missing. You learn to appreciate the things you have. And so now I'm seeing this now as the triple goddess. So we brought in Basset. We talked about Sekhmet and how she's all about justice and not letting that kind of continue on. But then the third one that sometimes is in the triple goddess of them is Hathor. And Hathor is, I'm almost seeing like milk and life and creativity and spark. And so that's what they're saying. Like, you're going towards this really happy 10 of Cups moment. Right? The king and the queen, the white queen and the white king found each other. And everyone's celebrating in the background. And so there's more to come for you. And that's why Spirit's like, we need to stop this. We need to bring in that judgment, that Sekhmet energy to kind of like stop this from continuing to keep you stuck and stagnant. Because that's kind of like what this 4 of Cups energy is. And you've already worked through this, but it's like, because you've worked through it, sometimes this energy will be thrown at you and you think it's like a past thing coming up, but it's not you at all. It's just something that you don't even need to take on. And so here they really want to stop it. So I don't know. They're not saying like, do you like tell them to fuck off? I don't know. Do you, because obviously ignoring it or turning the cheek isn't working, because the energy keeps coming to you. So I am seeing, okay, here we have Urama. Where are you being called to journey to? How many of these do I get? 4. We've got dance. Do something to shift your vibration. We've got mirror. Who or what is triggering you? And the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And I want to look at the bottom of the deck. On the bottom is, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So what does true north mean? That's like, if you go into like your birth chart, place you've been born, time of day, whatever, there is your south node, and then there's your north node. And so when you're in your south node, which is what you were in back in these shadow days, right? Everyone's been in their south node at some point, because it's our purpose to work out of that crudge, out of the muck, and go for what our soul is calling us to do. You have a purpose, you have a divine plan, and each time you go within and you check within the mirror, the intuition and guidance is guiding you to the north, to your north node. So you can go within your chart and look up that. We'll leave that there. But it says, where are you being called to journey to? And so they're at the bottom, and then they're working their way up there. And there is all these emotions, and this is like a river. When I look at it in the camera, I see these as ruins, but when I looked at this in the camera, it almost was like a whirlpool. And so that's what I feel like this gremlin is. It's like you've worked through something, and you're almost like up and out of these ruins. And each time they throw the energy, it's just the confusion of, is this mine? Am I learning what I'm learning, or am I falling back into old patterns and habits? And that's why Spirit has kind of brought you guys together energetically, so that you could have proper boundaries. Because sometimes collectively you're just too nice, right? People are assholes. And I'm not telling you that you have to be an asshole, but you could be the sweetest bitch that anyone ever met, and still have a very kind, loving heart, and still think of the betterment of everyone. Because there is a lot of shitty things going on and whatnot. But here, it says dance. It says do something to shift your vibration. So I keep seeing them throw things at you, right? And the more they gossip, the more this energy builds, the more you go into this place and you feel it. You're like, oh, it's gross in here. So how can you change the vibration of all this dynamic? Because I'm seeing when you walk into a room, you're vibrant and your energy can shift a room. And that's because you do all your, I'm seeing you meditate, or you eat healthy, and you, whatever it is that you are guided to raise your vibration, doing that inner work. You release the shadow. You do you. That's all it is. And it says, who are you? Well, you do you. You already know who you are. And so now I'm seeing you hold this power, and I'm seeing your heart be powerful. And it's like you walk into this room and it's all gunky. So how could your vibration shift the room? And there's multiple ways that you could do it, right? I'm seeing almost like energy clearing. I'm seeing, I don't know. I'm just seeing it be so powerful that no matter when this kind of comes, it can't even, it's like a magnet, and it gets shot way over there. And yeah, I feel like there's just something else I'm missing on this. Okay, I figured it out, but I have to read the other cards to get back to that one. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? And when I look at that, I can't help but think of the scene in The Hobbit, or is it Lord of the Rings? Gollum, when he's like in that cave and he like drops the ring. He's like, my precious. And it's like, how ugly is Gollum? And he used to be Schmeagol, right? But by wanting to control things. And the mirror and this little Hobbit Schmeagol thing, Hobbit Gollum, landed on the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And that's what I said. The Queen of Pentacles is now trying to control and manipulate things. And they're getting like more angry, and it's the Gollum energy. It's like and that's what he does, is he's like, yeah, I'll show you. But behind it, he has a hidden intention. It's two-faced. There's that two-faced frickin' gremlin. So it says, who or what is triggering you? And I can't help but look at all the water. And so they're kind of trapped on this rock. And obviously this person is triggering you because you They're bringing up something of your past that you've healed through. And so when they come again, it's like a reminder of, how do I transmute this? Do I release this? And Spirit's kind of saying, I see it kind of coming to you, and you transmute it. You take the high road, you turn the cheek, and then it comes again, and you keep doing it. And it's like, as this one says, the age of light. You've been training through this through lifetimes. And the more and more you kept transmuting this, the more and more it built your power. And that's why I say, when you walk into a room, it's just like, whew. And so what I got from this, do something to shift your vibration. You've transmuted this so many times, and I keep hearing it's not going to change, because they don't want to change. They don't want to see. They don't like you, and they're not going to have this big revelation because, well, why should I? I have been this way forever, and everyone always praises me and gives me attention, because the louder and more obnoxious I am, the more and more I'm seen, and I don't want to do the inner work. And so what was I told? This golem energy and this what do something to shift your vibration, and what's triggering you landed on Basset in reverse. So I keep seeing Basset as all of them, the three coming in, because right under it, they kind of landed on this Four of Cups with the three. So I'm seeing Sekhmet come in. And what they keep saying is, because you keep doing the work, you keep building, and you kept releasing, and you built and built and built, it's time to call judgment. And so, what does that even mean? It's not saying, no, you need to go out there and be like, well, the judgment comes within this high priestess, right? You've built this energy, that this energy is so sacred and so holy. Your heart is as light as a feather, and if you were to be on the scales of that, in balance. And so within this underworld thing, it's not fair. And so I just keep seeing Sekhmet be like, this is bullshit. and all these guides, I see tons of guides being like, we want to clear this up for you. All we need is for you to give us the go. Give us the green light, and that person will get the karma and the energy sent back to them. So you don't have to do anything. All you do is just say, once you realize that that's not your energy, because I keep thinking that you're like, oh, because right, as I said, that they have this little gremlin two-facedness, but you keep seeing the part, and that's not them. And so you keep thinking, damn, my energy is wonky, my energy's off, but it's their energy. So once you kind of just, I'm like, I don't even need to take this on anymore. Like, I really got to focus on this 10 of Cups and this happy ending, because it benefits so many people and not just one person, whereas that person just wants to benefit them. And so you're like, I'm not even going to deal with it anymore, because it's not helping anyone. If anything, where's that whirlpool card? Where are you being called to journey? Into your north node, and they want to keep you stuck in this whirlpool. So by the time you finally get yourself in that realization to go north into your, I forget where else the north said, you've been training for lifetimes, you'll get to that castle. And it's like this manifestation that you've been working on is so freaking close. It's just you have to stop saying, I'm going to stop this battle. And it's funny, because it's not really a battle, but in a sense it kind of is, because they're sending it to you and you're still kind of engaging in a way. So now Spirit's saying, give it to us. And all you have to really do is be like, you know what, Spirit, I was confused. I thought that I had a little bit more healing to do or something within me, but I realized that I'm happy, complete, and whole. And I'm so thankful for my guides and the things I already have, my home, my work, my family, my creativity, my health. I feel like health is an important thing in this, because that other person has so much anger. The more and more that they have this anger, it's going to cause health problems. It's going to show up as financial problems and all these other things. And that energy is being thrown at you. And you're just like taking it on. And we just don't have time for that, they say. You're so close, and we really need you to step up into your purpose because you've been training for lifetimes. So who or what's triggering you? In a sense, it's you, by thinking that you need to transmute every single little thing that gets thrown at you. You don't. Your guides do. Do you have to like talk back to them? No, you just tell your guides to go deal with whatever it is. Woo! Anyways, so Priestess of Light. Here we have hostilities, conflict, and unrest. And I'm happy to see that card because it's got my friend on it. And I always see the panther doing the shadow work. The panther is like, I just always see it lurking, and it doesn't miss anything, especially someone who thinks that they hide things deep, deep down and that they could pull the wool over you. The panther sees it. And so it's like out of your triple gods, triple goddesses, or shadow work guide, who's your guide? How can they help you bring things to light? And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it almost like as behind closed doors that they've been this one way, and it's like Spirit's gonna bring their bullshit to light, and everyone's gonna see them be exposed. And so hostilities, conflict, and unrest. It's like you've been just transmuting it, and everyone just keeps thinking, what I hear is, oh, she's having an off day. Oh, she's just this. But really, it's like, man, I'm being physically, spiritually attacked. And yeah. So when I heard, I don't know, I went to the dog park today, and Spirit was like, that's when they kind of brought this, because whenever I drive is like when you're really mindless, and I get all my downloads when I'm driving. And one song came on, and then like they showed me the Gremlins, and they were like, go home and use Alice in Wonderland. And I forgot to even mention this, but there's one song that came on that was my clicking aha moment. And so it was called A Message to You, Rudy. And then they showed someone being very rude to you. That's actually what sparked all this intuition. So A Message to You, Rudy, and it's by the Specials. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain the genre. I just like it. And then so from there, let's just see the, oh no, don't play. I just want the lyrics. It's like, stop your messing around, better think of your future, blah, 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 blah. Time you straightened right out, or else you'll want, or no, dun, dun, dun. Which part am I got in my head? Message, Rudy, a message to you. Stop your fooling around. Time you straightened right out. Better think of your future, or else you'll wind up in jail. And so when I heard that this person's going to be put in spiritual jail if they don't smarten the fuck up. And collectively, I see collective being like, oh, but I don't. Dude, do you know what they want to happen to you? They want you in shambles. They want to see you with no resources. They want to see you with no joy, no happiness. If you were in poverty and out on the street, they would have so much joy from that. And so for them, it's just the energy being sent back to them for them to look within and finally have this revelation. They're the Queen of Pentacles. They're controlling and manipulative, and they want to see you manipulated and controlled into a lack and unloving situation. So we've got these guides coming in, and they've seen enough is enough. They're gonna, it's not like they are gonna put them in spiritual jail, but the only thing is, they're just going to make them go through the same thing that you had to do as shadow work. And the more they refuse, the more of a struggle it's going to be. And you got through it, no problem. So they can get through it, no problem. So in the next card, this one was actually hidden behind. No, this one. So we had touching earth, planting something new. And then behind it is shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, and vision quest, followed by miracles and ancient wisdom. So by you finally letting spirit, by you calling judgment or karma, whatever it is, by you saying, this isn't mine and I am so tired of dealing with this, I willingly give this all for you to go deal with. Because like they said, they're all lined up and they watch this injustice happen over and over and over and over. And this little gremlin has this joy that they think that they're really pulling one over on you. But each time it's just built your energy, built your credibility, built your story, so that none of their lies and manipulation tactics work on you. And so now Spirit's like, let us go. And they're gonna go deal with it energetically. They don't want you to fight it. They don't want you to do anything with that, because as this one said, where are you called to journey to? They want to keep you stuck in this emotional whirlwind. They want you to doubt yourself. They want your heart to hurt. But you're meant to go up to this castle. And in this castle is purpose. It's a shamanic journey. And this one said, touching earth. I feel like your purpose here on this earth is so important, right? We had that sun card and that 10 of cups. And they keep saying you think of everyone. And so many people will be unchained from their gremlins, but not everyone wants to see or deal with it. And it's not even those, yeah, they're saying that others, no, that those will be freed from their gremlins, but it's not even those. It's those who will be freed from the chains are those who have the major gremlins are trying to whatever word I'm trying to say, keep them down. The one word is not coming. I see it, like I feel it, but I can't get the correct word. And so it's like you have a very, very important purpose. You're meant to shine, and we don't want you stuck in this whirlwind conflict stupid battle because somebody has a jealousy problem and they would rather go home and choose shitty actions and rather than make conscious wise choices. And this person is just so focused on, that's not fair, why didn't I get that? Like it's a Veruca assault. Daddy, I want this. And then their parents would go and do whatever they wanted. You have a purpose, and your purpose is not tied to what the Hunger Game rich people give a crap about you. And so from that, I see miracles. I'm seeing a battle, actually. It's like, whereas this was tied in the whirlwind, and it was a mental thing and a lack, money, scarcity thing. They kind of want your emotions to be whatever, but you go on this shamanic journey and it's saying planting something new. And as I said, when you walk into a room, your energy shifts. The energy is powerful, right? It's like you've brought in spirit and you have all this protection, and this has built you up. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And so now I'm seeing the two hands, and then there's this little spark, and this spark is like pure source. So I'm seeing now, rather than being stuck in a conflict outside of yourself, I'm seeing the energies mix within yourself. And now this power of your heart is like, that's what I saw, the conflict. It's like next time I see someone come with their bullshit gremlin games to you, I just see your heart be like, boom. And that person's gonna be like, and they'll never try again, because your heart is so powerful. And I'm seeing you in this happy moment that no matter what, no matter silly ass game they try to put on you, this heart power is just gonna hit them, and it's almost gonna be like hit by like I'm hearing a truck, but again, I'm a something ton truck. Anyways, that sucks. And they won't mess with you again. And so it's not for you to retaliate, it's for you to give it to spirit, because I'm seeing your shadow guides be like, you've done the work. We really need to get you to the next phase, to this next joy, this next happiness, so that you could sit in the Basset energy. It's almost like I said, this should be you in this sacred pleasure. And I keep hearing, like, I see pleasure, and again, it just shows the body, and they're like, oh, they think they're so this, and I don't know, it just keeps focusing on your body rather than your mind and your heart. And they won't make that mistake again, because the power of this heart is like, boom. But again, I keep seeing Sekhmet in the back just be like, take me in, take me in. I'm not gonna give them not what they don't deserve. I'm not gonna go and like punish them just for punishment, just for fun and pleasure, right? Sacred pleasure. That's not sacred pleasure. This is their karma. This is judgment. This is what they have done to so many people outside themselves. So now it's time for them to take a look within the mirror and deal with their little golem complex. And yeah. Anything else, Spirit? I feel like I really tapped on everything. And they just want one more, what are these again? Crystal Mandala cards. One more to wrap it up. This is a longer video. Dun, 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 dun. Better think of your future, or you'll wind up in spiritual jail. And then from that song, it's also been like, I don't know if Sublime DJs, they sang that part in it too at the end. And in that one, it's just like, don't underestimate me because I'm a lot more powerful. It's just like, try testing me and I'll come with my Smith & Wesson. And it's like, you don't have to do that. It's not for you to go and retaliate, but you're forced to reckon with the power of the light of your heart. And this heart, this pure source, is like, I'm just hearing it ends conflicts in one breath. And the last reading, or some other reading, I think it was last reading, was really talking about the power of your breath and getting through crisis and things like that, and how, yeah, your breath is powerful, especially when you breathe into your heart. And so here, I pulled two. We've got acceptance and wild compassion. And that's it, wild compassion. We got Buddha, Master Buddha, and paired out. And it's like standing up for what you want. People think like, oh, I just gotta keep turning the other cheek. I gotta keep doing this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you need to accept that this is bullshit. And it's like, enough is enough. Give them the green light. Spirit has only been allowing this to go on because they want you to stand up for yourself. And it's not that you have to fight. They just want you to stand up for yourself. Because once you stand up for yourself, there's the next phase. And it's going to be so awesome. You're going to be in your North Node. You're going to be at your castle. And you're going to have this really powerful heart. So, yeah. We'll leave it there. Have a good day. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.